So shortly after 7 p.m. this evening, Tampa Police Department, Tampa Fire Rescue responded to a report of a motorist that had come east down this road and went off the highway and ended up inverted in a pond here over my left shoulder. When our first crews arrived, there were a couple of Tampa police officers, fire rescue personnel who entered the water and found that one of the passengers, or the passenger, had self-extricated, so that person was out, was safe, but was subsequently transported to a local hospital. They continued to look inside the vehicle that again was inverted, submerged, and were trying to find out any other passengers or occupants of the vehicle. And it appears that there was one that they were trying to remove. They were still unable to do that, and at this point the vehicle has been removed from the water. So I can't give any confirmation on the condition of the other occupant of the vehicle, but that's all we know right now, and Tampa Police Department is investigating. But the firefighters and the first responders who entered the water, not caring about their own safety, but only about the safety of the occupants of that vehicle, to try to get them out as quickly as possible, is a testament to what all first responders deal with on a day-to-day basis. And the folks of this community should be proud of their firefighters and their police on what they do in very hairy situations to get the job done, and that's what they're doing right now. So I don't have any more details as far as that goes, but Tampa Police is here. They're investigating exactly what happened, and they'll be able to provide a better picture of what goes on once they've gotten some more statements and done a little bit more investigating. I'm sorry?
How long did the operation take to actually lift the car out of the water?
Well, it took, we had our firefighters and some police officers that were in there for several minutes, but they were unable to successfully recover another occupant until the tow truck came and pulled them out, and I think that was probably almost an hour in that time period.
The passenger who got out, was this person still when the person started being contact?
My understanding is that the person who was able to get out was on the shore. The vehicle was not that far out into the water, maybe 10 feet at the most from the shoreline. Or from the edge, the bank. So that part of it occurred before any of our first responders arrived, and then it just became a matter of searching through the vehicle to find out if there were any other occupants.
What type of vehicle is this?
It's a mid-size SUV.
It says
Yeah.
Okay, again, confirm really only two people be confirmed to
Right, and occupants of the vehicle, correct.
Can you tell us ages of the occupants at this time?
One was a younger girl, and one is a woman who was older than the girl. So I can't give exact ages right now.
The one that got out is the girl, correct?
Correct. The younger passenger was the one who was able to get out.
And describe the scene in terms of how far away, is it a canal, is it a lake, a pond, and how far away from the road is it, all that?
Well, it appears to be like a normal retention pond type water feature that you see in most subdivisions in the Tampa area, particularly in the new Tampa area. It looks to be about maybe 50 yards from where the person exited the roadway to where the water feature is. So it appears that there was some significant speed to get to that point. So as far as the details of how that happened, again, Tampa Police Department is investigating that, and they're here now. It's an active investigation.
Can you confirm the person who was able to get out is a minor?
I can't, but I do know that from what I'm told, it was younger than the person who was possibly driving the vehicle.
And your name, sir?
What was the response time? How close is the fire department station to here?
Well, we have, this part in the Pebble Creek area, we have in the new Tampa area, we have 3 fire stations that are nearby, or at least up in the area. We were able to be on scene. Our first unit was, I think, less than 5 minutes from when the police officers were on scene. They're obviously cruising around more often, so that typically they'll arrive on scene quicker. But as soon as we get word, we have people heading that way, and and immediately assessing the scene to try to help anybody out that's in a situation like that.
Can you walk us through what's going on right now then?
Yeah, well, for the most part, once the fire rescue personnel are looking to make sure that that any patients, potential patients that are on scene, have been treated and handled. If there are any other occupants, we try to deal with that to get anybody out. And then the police, they'll immediately start trying to recreate the scene and make a determination as to what happened, like talking to people, any witnesses, that sort of thing, so they can come to a conclusion as to how this occurred tonight.
Any witnesses before at this point?
I'm not aware of that. I simply don't know. I don't know.
It was about, that call came in exactly what, was about 7 o'clock, you said the call?
Well, the first arriving units, I'm told, was at about 7:15, so that means the call would have come in shortly before that. But as far as the time from when the call came in to the time the first unit, whether police or fire, arrived on scene, I don't have that time yet.
I understand this is certainly ongoing investigation,
Sure.
as you say. But is there any indication that this car made contact with a couple of trees on its way to ending up in the pond, or is there any way you could talk to that?
I can't confirm that, but just because it's dark right now, but just based on what you see, the local landscape area right here, there are several trees, but it's a genuine possibility that it was, but it certainly left the roadway and ended up where it is. That's a definite possibility. Yeah.
Is there something you can do? Obviously, you don't know the condition of the driver, but is there something people can do if they wind up in water in a car?
Yeah, it's always good. And what we say in the fire department is to always have some sort of device where you could punch out a window if you're submerged. Have your wits about you as quick if possible. And you should think about this. All drivers should think about this in advance, like to plan some sort of escape. Tampa obviously is a place where there's a lot of water around, whether it's near the bays, the beaches, or even inland in some of the ponds, rivers, streams. So it's always good to have your wits about you in that regard and have the tools necessary to be able to break out if you can.
So it's like a glass breaker, seatbelt
Right,
cutter,
yeah, place to
seatbelt
break
cutter?
glass, yeah, seatbelt cutter, that sort of thing. If you find yourself trapped inside of a vehicle, you want to make the proper arrangements beforehand, if you will, to be prepared for something like that. Yeah.
Just your name, sir, just so we have-
Oh, I'm sorry, my name is Jason Penny, Jason Penny, and I'm the spokesman for Tampa Fire Rescue.
What's the speed limit supposed to be on this road?
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know.
The car was coming easterly going this.
Right, was coming in the direction, from that direction towards where we are right now. Yeah. Okay. Once I find out more, it'll either be me or someone from Tampa Police will give you an update as far as the status of the investigation and any other information that might come of this at this point. Okay.
Residents, will this street be closed down tonight?
It will be closed down until the police feel that they have enough information for their investigation. Then I'm sure they'll promptly get it back open. So,
And
okay.
in terms of the information coming out, are you talking about a media release or coming back out here?
Probably not from this point. Likely it'll be put into a media release. I don't know how, since I'm with the fire department, so I don't know the police procedures, but they'll take as long as it takes to make sure that they have the information, and they do know that this is of public interest, and they'll make sure that they get you the information they can. Okay? All right. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.